Ever thought about trading your house for a loaf of bread? No? Well, with inflation on the rise, that might just become a reality. Now don't go tossing your sourdough just yet, but it's crucial we understand what's going on. You see, inflation is like that annoying cousin that shows up uninvited to your barbecue. Suddenly, everything costs more, and your paycheck doesn't stretch as far as it used to. Now let's narrow this down to something close to home, literally, the housing market. With inflation, mortgage rates are up and climbing, like a squirrel on a really tall tree. And these high mortgage rates mean your monthly payments are also going up. It's like paying for a steak dinner and only getting a cheeseburger. But wait, there's more. Home prices are also on the rise, just like that squirrel. So even if you can handle the higher mortgage payments, the price of the house you're buying is also going up. It's the double whammy of the housing market. And with all these rising costs, there's an increased risk of defaults. That's like playing a game of hot potato with a ticking time bomb. So if you've been eyeing that fancy mansion down the street, you might want to reconsider, unless, of course, you've got a few million loaves of bread to spare. Now, let's switch gears to 2024. The future is always a mystery, but when it comes to the housing market, we've got some predictions that might just make Nostradamus jealous. It's like we've got a crystal ball and it's showing us a bit of a roller coaster ride. First off, the Federal Reserve is hinting at a potential decrease in mortgage rates. Now before you start celebrating, remember that these rates aren't likely to return to the historic lows we saw in 2020 and 2021, but hey, a little decrease is better than none, right? Moving on to home prices, experts are predicting a slower rise compared to previous years. Now this doesn't mean that homes will suddenly become affordable overnight, but it's a start. We might not see homes flying off the market like hot cakes, but it's progress nonetheless. Lastly, there's the fallout from the National Association of Realtors lawsuit. Changes are coming to broker commissions, and these new rules could potentially impact the buying and selling process, especially for FHA, Virginia, and first-time home buyers. So, what's the takeaway here? Unless you're a fan of roller coasters, the 2024 housing market might not be your cup of tea, but hey, at least it'll make for an exciting ride. Alright, we've talked about the present and the future, but what about the after future? Yeah, I just made that up. But seriously, what's next for inflation and the housing market? Let's recap. We've seen how inflation has been playing tug-of-war with the housing market. High mortgage rates, unaffordable home prices, and low housing stock have been our reality. But the Federal Reserve's potential easing of monetary policy in 2024 could bring some relief. We could see a drop in mortgage rates, which would hopefully boost activity in the real estate market, and make housing a bit more affordable for the working class. However, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. There are concerns that a significant drop in mortgage rates could cause a surge in demand before a sufficient supply is available. This could potentially inflate home prices even further. Countries with high household debt like Canada, Australia, and even the US could face the risk of defaults due to rising mortgage payments. But hey, let's not lose all hope. Predictions for 2024 anticipate a slower rise in home prices compared to previous years. If the stars align, we could see increased home inventories and cooling mortgage rates. So if you're a prospective home buyer, you might want to consider buying now and refinancing later to take advantage of potential rate drops. So next time you're complaining about the price of bread, just remember, it could always be worse. You could be buying a house. But hey, at least it's not as bad as trading your house for a loaf of bread, right?